Hey guys, welcome to Beware the Awakening, today called Lagoon of Rage, featuring our Tera Gyarados EX with Alolan Exeggutor combo, attaching energies freely from our hand onto our bench Magikarp or Gyarados using the Tropical Frenzy attack. To Area 0 to expand our bench, since we need our Plusle and Minun or Munkidori to support the Tyrannical Tail attack, our Noctowls for the Surge support, and our Latias with Chien-Pao EX for their support abilities. Next, we've got 1 Arven, 2 Iono, and 3 Kofu for the additional draw support, 2 Surfer for the switch, 1 ∞ to prevent us from having a Magikarp on the bench, 1 Boss's Order, 1 Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX, and 2 Earthen Vessel with 9 basic water, 2 basic darkness, and 2 basic grass energies. So that's all for the deck list. Now let's go for some gameplay and see how well this deck works. Okay, let's go for our first game with Lagoon of Rage in Arceus League. And if you guys don't already notice, I've dropped pretty low in the rating. The ranking is kind of crazy because everyone's building decks with hyper consistency. And even with 4 Poffin and 4 Nest Ball, I have no idea why. For a lot of games in a row, I keep getting no basics or no energy, which is super frustrating. And you know, there's nothing you can do in those games. There's just absolutely nothing you can do. But yeah, in some games where you get decent or reasonable RNG, you get to play and have fun, right? Have a fair chance of winning. But then most games, I feel like, I don't know, in Arceus League is pretty tough. But yeah, the ranking, I don't want to care about it too much anymore because it's very toxic. And if you guys play any other games, you know how toxic the ranking system is. Yeah. So I try my best to just focus on the deck build and experimentation. If you're experimenting something, you have to fail multiple times to get the right combo, to get the right numbers. So I feel like that's more important to me. And if you guys are, if you guys want to watch videos with high ranking, then go ahead and just leave this channel. It doesn't matter, everyone have their own personal preferences, so I prioritize on building rogue decks and things that are off format. Obviously you still need to stay standard to be able to play in this format, but you guys know what I mean. I try my best to go off meta, right? But right now we're up against a Gholdengo EX with the Energy Surge Pro. And they got Drake Cloak for the extra draw support as well, which is pretty cool. And here comes Iono. So we got our Crystal for the next turn. We got Noctowl for the search with Jewel Seeker. And we have a Munkidori in our hand. Unfortunately, we can't bench it anymore unless if we get a Area 0 using the ability. We also have a switch, which means we can draw more cards since we have Latias for the free retreat. We got only 1 vessel though, so you could actually play around with the list, maybe swap a extra water energy for another vessel, just because we got 9 copies now. 13 basic energy is quite a lot, so we're intending on drawing out the energy with our supporter cards instead of searching for the right trainers, the vessel, or like we had the letter, Professor's letter or something, a letter of encouragement that actually only works if one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So I don't think that's the right card to be playing, because Exeggutor has 300 HP, doesn't get knocked out that easily, and we don't really want it to get knocked out that easily. You don't want to be expecting that to happen. But anyways, searching your deck for 3 energy would be ideal, but then you don't really get to play that at the right time though. So either 3 vessel or a lot of basic energies, right? So the reason we chose only 2 vessel is because I don't want there to be too many items. If we play too many non-basic search items, we wouldn't get our basic Pokemons that early in the game. But now that we have 3 Exeggcute though, I'm not too sure. We do need our Munkidori, we do need our Hoothoot. In addition to the Plusle Minun, if we have the Dory prize, we need Plusle Minun, which is an extra basic. Also the Magikarp and maybe the Latias or Chien-Pao if we want to search for energy. Oh, we can actually use Chien-Pao as well. I forgot to mention that Chien-Pao's ability helps you search your deck for 2 extra water energy and put it into your hand, hence allowing you to attach 2 more water onto your Gyarados or Magikarp on the bench using your Tropical Frenzy. So that is another way to search for your water, your energies, if you get your free retreat. Obviously, Chien-Pao's ability only works in the active spot, so we actually need to switch retreat. But we do have 2 switch cards in this deck. We're not allowed to play the Jet Energy, unfortunately, but we can actually fit in a item switch if you guys want to. I don't think I want to though, just because, as I said, item cards are a bit funny. If you have, you know, the wrong numbers of items, you wouldn't be able to bench your basics. You wouldn't be able to do the right things early game. So this is a very tough format. The current standard right now is really tough because I don't think it's that easy to bench basics on your first turn anymore. Even with 4 Poffins, I have no idea why. I have no idea why in 2 games in a row with 4 Nest Ball and 4 Poffins, I couldn't get my Exeggcute, which is super frustrating. You know, that's the thing you need on your first turn. If you don't put your Exeggcute in play on your very first turn, you're done for, because you're set back by an entire turn, not attacking, not doing anything, not attaching energies. Like, how are you gonna survive that? Obviously there are ways, but then it's pretty unlikely for you to win the game if your opponent is setting up already on their first turn and you are just not doing anything. Like, so some players play Artisan, so that's probably the reason. And Marnie's Grimmsnarl, you know, Marnie's bloody deck has that stupid Spike Myth gym that allows them to bench their basics as well. But then that card allows them to search for any Marnie's Pokemon though, so I don't think should be that easy. I don't think it should affect the rate of basics showing up on your hand first turn. But then if you get the stadium card, you get to bench the basic, is what I'm trying to say. It's a lot easier for them to get the right setup from the get-go. So if you play Artisan as well or Ditto in your deck, if you have the luxury to play those cards, it's a lot easier to bench your basics. Or if you have Squawkabilly, Carmine, if you play decks like that. If you don't, then it's a lot harder. So I feel like this game is really forcing you to play 4-4 of everything, like 4 copies of your basics as well. It is so annoying. I don't even understand. I feel like some players are doing redeemable ticket. They're playing on the ticket and then 1 or 2 copies of their Pidgeot, so that they actually get to go around that after having a good setup. So I feel like good setup is more important than evolving fast, right? That could be what we missed out on. Although playing only 1 copy of the Noctowl would be kind of silly, and I don't want to do 1 copy of either Teras. You know, I mean, 1 copy of the Gyarados would be so ridiculous. If you have it priced, you need the ticket before you get to evolve it on your bench. And then if they knock out your Alolan Exeggutor at the right time, if you don't get your ticket after they knock it out, you're done. You got no attackers. I mean, 1 copy of Pidgeot, they always get it in their deck. That is so frustrating. I always face against opponents who play lists that have 1 copy of the goddamn Stage 2 support, 1 copy of their Excalibur or whatever the shit that they need. You know, the Tinkaton, the draw support Tinkaton, 1 copy and they get it in the deck every time. It's so frustrating, guys. Like, you've got to be joking. 9 out of 10 games, they would have that bloody Stage 2 support in their deck, while I'm struggling to get my 𝑑𝑻𝑪𝑮𝑳, while I'm struggling to get my Stage 1 evolution. How ridiculous is that? The security of having, playing only 1 copy of a crucial support. Like, how could you play just 1 copy and expect it never to get prized? It's completely ridiculous. But whatever. I'm probably the crazy one, right? Like, say what you want. I've played so many games though. So many games day in, day out. And changing the list over and over and over and over and over. Like, you have no idea how annoying, how stressful it is. Changing 3 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 4, and then adding like an Artisan, adding certain cards. Like, it's so stressful. switching from like 2 to 3, 3 to 4 copies, 4 copies back to 3 copies. It's insane. It makes you go nuts. Like, this game is impossible sometimes. It's just impossible. Like, honestly, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, it doesn't matter how you change the list, how good your deck build is, how consistent it is. They will always find a way to screw up your hand. Like, if you have a shitty hand to start, how are you supposed to win the game? How are you supposed to survive 3 turns without a supporter card? How are you supposed to survive 3 turns without energies? And I even had a game where I couldn't get a single Poffin or Nest Ball, having 4 of each, by the way, after my opponent played an Iono, and after I played another supporter card to draw another 3 or 4 cards. That's basically more than 10 draw. I couldn't get a single Nest Ball. I couldn't bench my basic. I have only one like Ursaluna in the active and a Hoothoot in play, and I couldn't bench my other, like my EV or something. When I was building the EV deck, I couldn't bench the EV. How stupid is that? Like, it makes no sense. It has zero logic. How is it possible? How should that ever be possible when you have 4 Nest Ball, so many ways to search for that item? It's ridiculous. It could be something like stream raiding, you know, someone just messing up your RNG online, getting into your server or something. I don't know how that works, but I feel like that could be, you know, it could be something like that happening here, because it's like virtually impossible for you not to bench your EV if you have the EX included in your deck. Obviously, how many copies of it you play matters, but come on now, if you have 3 of the baby with 2 EXs and a couple Tera Orbs in the deck, you should be able to bench your EV on the first turn. But I have my VPN on now. Like, I don't want to announce that, but I'm going to. So hopefully that helps with this bizarre situation where I couldn't get a proper start multiple games in a row. Like, that's really, really bizarre. That's bordering on insanity here. Like, I don't know what to do at that point, you know? But yeah, I really need to get this off my chest, but I think I'm gonna let you guys focus on the game here. I'm sorry that today's rant was it's longer than usual, but I feel like these rants are necessary to kind of let the world know how unfair certain systems can be. Some systems are just built to be unfair, and we have to say something about it. Like, there needs to be some voice of reason to talk about these things, you know? Like, there needs to be free speech as well. So I just want to propagate that and make sure that these unfairness doesn't happen to other people as well, because it's very frustrating. Like, if you play this game day in, day out and have this shit happen to you, it can really be so demoralizing. There's no words to describe it. They're like, I can't describe it with words at that point. It's like, oh my goodness. So I think I'll just leave you guys to it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Today we have for you our Gyarados EX feature with the new Alolan Exeggutor EX from Surging Sparks, attaching energy freely from your hand to charge up your Gyarados and then using Heavy Baton with Crispin for the next one, or just playing your Ursaluna late game for the final KO. So that's all for this one. We'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye guys!